Hey everybody! I haven't taken a video in forever. Sorry. But today I only have one kid. He's kind of content. The house is not so crazy and I am ready. So I figured I would take a quick little house video. I'm going to chat for a few minutes and then I'll show you around and kind of give you the visual of what's different and what's going on and how we're doing. It has been weird. Sorry if I sound a little off. I decided to catch the cold that has been going around my daughter's preschool for Thanksgiving weekend and, hack up a lung. That was super fun. And I'm still kind of recovering from that. So overall, we kind of attacked this whole project at a dead run. From last January to now, everything has been kind of like a hurricane. Between deciding to move, getting ready to sell the house, selling the house, getting out here, moving, getting set up here, building the yurt, and creating this homestead and everything. And it's been kind of like trying to run a marathon full speed without really pacing yourself. And unfortunately, it has definitely taken a toll on myself more than I really expected it to, because I'm tough and I can usually handle whatever. And this is really a marathon where you have to just kind of pace yourself. And, thankfully I have some really amazing people in my life who I can reach out to and hear some words of wisdom from. And, I'm trying to find that balance of self-care and family care and life and homesteading. The big thing that's kind of changed more recently is that, TJ has gone back to work full time. Violet is in school, and the day-to-day operations of the homestead are on me. We did not get the solar up and running to the point where, the house runs itself. We still have to run a generator most of the time to have power and kind of like functioning things. So on top of, the normal having small kids, home run things like laundry and dishes and cooking and cleaning and those kind of like household life chores, there's still filling the water tank once if not twice a week. Which takes a couple hours. And Ronan has a bucket on his head. He's obsessed with hats right now. Like, I'll show you. Getting propane, because we have individual small propane tanks, one for the stove, one for the Insta-Hot hot water heater, one for our wall heater, which is right here, and the tank sits in the bathroom. Y'all calm down. I have monitors and carbon monoxide and all that. I have them in the house, so don't freak out. But we have small propane tanks around that I have to fill once a week, if not twice a week, depending on how much we go through propane. And then the generator itself runs through gasoline pretty regularly. Every day, every other day, I have to get gasoline. So on top of like drop-offs and pickups for kid, groceries, laundry, dishes, cooking, cleaning, normal household wifey duties, the homesteading sort of stuff. Finding my rhythm has been odd. And then adding on the fact that we still have tons of projects that need to get done all the time. And now it's dark early, so after TJ gets home from work, he usually has a project or two to try and get accomplished. We did get my little greenhouse that he did put together kind of pretty much finished. It's not 100% yet, but we did save most of my plants. We've had a couple get lost to the cold, but other than that, we're doing pretty good without turning the house into a complete nursery. So it's still a little hectic, and trying to balance out, having weekends that aren't all just completely chores and busy, feeling like you just have never-ending tasks, because that's what this can turn into, where you just are constantly working and trying to find that balance. And then you kind of add on to that, personally, being a very extroverted person, trying to start from scratch, creating any kind of social structure when the people that I do know here, my family that have moved here, have lives and jobs and their own lives, partners and stuff, is very weird. I don't go to work, so I don't have that outlet to find people. And I've started selling Pure Romance, which has been fun, and I do love it. But it's also difficult to kind of start doing. Handing out business cards and having that conversation in a small town is also a bit interesting. If you don't know what that is, it's relationship enhancement products. Used to be passion parties. So I do get some raised eyebrows on top of already having this many piercings and electric purple hair and tattoos everywhere. It's definitely a conversation starter. And so I've started doing that to help my socialization a little bit, kind of get out there a little more and have that kind of outlet. Because y'all know me, I don't like to not stay busy, and I need that. So on a personal note, that's kind of what's been going on is I definitely have had my physical body go through just kind of an exhaustion where I just pushed myself a little too hard for a little too long, and it kind of took its toll. I do have, I take medication for a thyroid condition, and I found a great doctor who, if anybody out there, y'all suffer from thyroid stuff, it's tough, and it's really hard because it's a very tiny little thing. It's a little gland that looks like a butterfly, and it gets messed up real easy, just stress and pressure and food and medications and stuff. And once it's out, it's out. And you have to balance it out with medications. And unfortunately, doctors don't know always the best treatments for it. And sometimes they kind of treat you like you're crazy. And my weight has always been an issue since I've been diagnosed with it. And they a lot of times poo-poo you, which doesn't help because then it just makes you feel kind of more crazy. But I found a great doctor who's been helping me get my medications balanced with that to help with my energy levels and stuff. And that's helped, but it's also been a bit of a roller coaster. God bless my patient husband. So it's been a rough few months. It's been a rough couple months, but I feel like we're finally kind of coming out of maybe the bottleneck a little bit and sort of feeling a little bit more settled with things. Unfortunately, the county, as much of a game of CYA as I've been playing with the yurt and the homestead process, I was not aware that in Arizona, when you purchase property and it is vacant land, you have to rezone it before you can live on it. So the county was alerted to our presence living on the property, and we had someone show up 2 days before Thanksgiving and notify us that there's been a complaint. And so now we have to jump through all of the county's hoops about permitting and fines and all of that fabulousness that I believe we are in the right. We have done everything we should do to build accordingly, build appropriately, and to code. But now we just have to prove it to government officials, which, as we all know, is not always the easiest nor least expensive. So that's kind of a bummer. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to be selling our travel trailer to facilitate that. But it is what it is, and we're moving forward, and we're just going to do what we got to do. We didn't come this far to be defeated by the man. We still haven't started fencing yet. So our 10 acres is still completely unfenced, which has been kind of hilarious. We had a horse cruising around the outside of the yurt last week. It's a little sketchy, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit because, especially coming winter, people will release more and more cattle into this whole open area for open grazing. And it makes me a little nervous because they can come right up to my front door, and they're very large animals with horns, and I live in a tent. But we will cross that bridge as we need to. Winter did hit us a little sooner. Oh, I hear you. Have an elephant. Okay. Have that. There you go. We're bribing with anything off the counter. Winter hit us a little faster than expected, and we thought we were fairly prepared, but coming from Southern California to 11 degrees, it got us a bit unexpected. And the skirting is not quite finished on the yurt. We've been keeping warm enough, but our water pump system didn't quite make it. It froze and blew a gasket. So I had done my research and figured out that our hot water tank would run with enough pressure off of an RV system pump that would be able to run off 120 volts. It wouldn't pull too much power. The one that we've been using pulls quite a bit of power. You can actually hear the generator change as it starts up and turns on to pump water. And we could run it off of the 120 volt, which won't be too crazy. It's a much smaller, much quieter unit. I can get a small pressurizing tank with it. I posted a photo on my Instagram page of the whole little setup. We built a small little box that's insulated outside the yurt, just right attached to the yurt, to house it. And then we just ran a hose from that over to the water truck for now that's underground. And then where it comes up out of the ground is just insulated with pipe wrap. So it's still flexible. We can still pull in the trailer. We can unhook it real easy, and it won't freeze. So that was kind of like the big thing recently. We got the U-Haul finally unloaded from all of our stuff. Yay! And the kids' rooms are kind of together. It may not seem like a big thing, but I have dressers in my kids' rooms, and Ronan has a real crib instead of a pack and play, which he's been sleeping in since like May. And he has a real dresser, so his changing table is not the top of the washing machine anymore. So it's kind of the little things that are starting to like come together. He actually has like a room now, and all the generator's off, so there's not a whole lot of light in their rooms because they don't have windows in their rooms, but I'll show you guys around. TJ is a great upcycler, so he ended up getting railings from a Walmart that he was doing lighting at. They were getting rid of the railings. So he brought home electric blue railings, which you can kind of see there, that are steel, and placed them up in the loft. So I'm afraid of heights, y'all, and I sleep in a loft, okay? So he bolted them up there, and I wrapped them in some of the canvas that we had used for the walls originally. And it makes such a huge difference now. It actually feels like a room up there. We have a little bit more privacy. We kind of feel like grown-ups. And, hold on, my son's getting into something. Get out of there. We actually have like a little bit more privacy. And it just makes it feel more like a bedroom now. So, it's been a really nice change. We're still going up and down the ladder. We still have to build the ladder to get up there, but it's getting there, slowly but steady. I will flip the camera around and I'll show you guys around a little bit, kind of give you the tour and show you what's going on and how we're living. if I can figure it out. Nope, guess not. So we're gonna do it this way. All right. So when you come in our front door, there's the bathroom. This is our heater. Honestly, this one little propane heater does a really good job heating the whole yurt. When we have the power on during the evening, we just turn the fan on, and because heat rises, we just circulate all the heat down and it comes down. It does get a little toasty at night up in the loft, but it's really not bad. And the kids stay nice and toasty in their rooms, which was kind of my concern, but so far so good. The kitchen has come together really nicely. Ignore this. This is our junk space for all of our projects and stuff that's still going on. Kitchen's come together. It's really pretty usable. I actually have a lot more storage space than I really even thought I was going to have. My pantry is still awesome. I'm going to walk you into Ronan's room, which is over this way. So he now has a real crib and a real dresser. We even have a little makeshift closet for him. I know, it's like a real little boy's room. It's crazy, right? He digs it. The only downfall is he's pretty close to the generator, so it does get a little noisy at night. Okay, I'm gonna climb the ladder, guys. So, here's our loft. So having the lofted ceiling is great because when you're closer to this side, as you can see, I can totally stand up and change and stuff. It does get a little tight down towards that end. Like, you can't really stand up anymore. So that's why we have our head of our bed towards this side of the room. So you don't have to worry about that so much. Got some shoe racks lined up. Clothesline, like clothes rack. To this side. Hey. My little stinker. But we have these cubes from IKEA, which we've had for years, and they come in handy over and over and over again. I can't even tell you how many uses we've had for these things. But these are kind of our dressers. So we use these now instead of having actual dressers. They're not real heavy, which is nice because this is where the overhang is. She got a big piece of scrap carpet from a job site. I feel like a real bedroom now. And you have this beautiful view of the whole rest of the house from up above. Hey, kiddo. And then at night, you have this awesome view out, which is really cool. We can lay in bed and look at the stars. It's pretty bitchin'. Okay, I'm going to climb back down. And it's nice now because I actually have handles to get down. Because I'm really not a big fan of the ladder. I don't know if I've made that point to you guys enough, but I really don't like heights. Okay. So, my bathroom is still a bit of a disaster. Oh, I'm gonna pick the boy up, so he's going to go on the rest of the tour with us. Say hi, Ronan. Yeah. I'm still trying to handle the volumes of laundry that comes with 4 people, but bathroom is functioning really well. I have a lot more space in it than I ever did in my last house, which is crazy to think of. The composting toilet, hot water heater, and my favorite, fabulous, amazing, huge monstrous shower and tub, which saves my sanity. And then I use it also to hang out clothes to dry if it's too cold outside. Here's some of my beautiful plants that I'm trying to save. My hedgehog even got planted in. Look, I couldn't have enough space for all my plants. So I planted in my hedgehog. So he has like a whole little garden in his house now. I know, it's crazy. So this is Violet's room. She's got her big old princess bed, which is awesome because there's a whole lot of storage space under her bed for toys and stuff, and the kids totally hide out in here. Eventually we'll have drywall, but that'll come. And now her big old dresser. It saves my sanity. It's crazy the amount of kids' clothes that end up everywhere. And now that it's cold, they wear like 5 or 6 different items at a time. It's just nuts. But anyway, I want y'all to know I love you. If you're a stranger and you're watching this and you're thinking about doing this kind of lifestyle, do it. You only live once. It's hard. Off-grid is hard. But you never know how strong you are until you're tested. You never know how far you'll go until you start. If you know me and you love me, I love you back. And I'll show you this beautiful view I get to look out every day that I'll keep fighting for. Fighting the man to keep. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. And I'm going to try and start posting. I say this every time. I'm trying to start posting more often. Have a wonderful day.